We can set our environment variable through environment file also. Let's see how to do this file import method. So I'm going to create an environment variable. For this, I have already created an environment variable here. You can see this is my .env file. But how to create this env file? Let's see from the scratch. I'll have to open my added the system environment variable. From this portal, I will have to search for advanced, and inside this advanced, I can see the advanced variable values are showing here. You want to create new variable, so you will have to create new environment variable. So you are keen to get started with new variable, so I'll have to open this new user variable. This would be variable name. So what would be the variable name? So my variable name should be as I want to create my OpenAI. So OpenAI method. So I'm going to OpenAI and API underscore key. This would be my variable name, and variable value which I have taken from OpenAPI file. So OpenAPI portal, I can paste that variable name. From there I can see all the values are showing there. So I can copy all this stuff here. So I can paste it this value here, escape project and so on. So I'm not revealing whole key here. So I'm going to cancel because this variable is already there in my environment variables portal. So I'm going to close this window and come back to my value here. Let's see how these are setting up, how these values are going to set up. Here is the long chain environment LLM portal. I have selected this kernel. So this is created by us only, and I'm going to import OS. This is operating system library because I want to access my environment variable. So through the portal I can access this another variable, that another file. This is OpenAI. If this is not available in your kernel, you will have to install using this pip install OS or pip install OpenAI. So these are already there. Then you will have to install python.env in order to access these files. So you can find these documents in the description box and in my GitHub account also. So I'm going to install. I'm not going to run this cell because this is already there in my kernel. Let's create another cell, and I'm going to import from .env. I'm going to import two things. First, I'm going to load underscore .env, and then from this portal .env underscore values, I'm going to import everything. Okay, therefore I can load environment variable from env file. But how I can use this env file? Just come back here, just open a new folder here. For example, this is my fresh part. So I'm going to delete this env file. This is already there. So what exactly I'll do? I'll create a new text file here, and inside this text file I'll assign my variable, the same variable which I use in that portal. So I'm going to use this variable name OpenAI equals to codes, and inside this code I'll have to mention that key value. So I'm going to assign that key, secret key here, and let's save this file here. So now this is now saved there, and just save as. Inside this file I can save that .env only. Okay, so I'm just saving this file here. Can you see this is just showing .env only? So you can go back here. For example, I'm going to change this property. Can you see this is showing the same property there? Okay, let's say open this text file again. Let's save as. Let's say I'm going to save here, and this time I'm going to open this env file. Can you see? This is just saved in .env file there. Can you see this env file is there, and this should be in proper format. Okay. Now this should not be changed date document. This should be an env file only. Okay. Now I'm going to, once I have saved this env file, this would be my inherit. This would be my accessible file. For this, I want to get API key from my .env file. For this, I am going to write OpenAI .api underscore key equals to os dot get env. Inside this one, I'll have to put my variable name, the same variable name which I assigned there. So I'm going to assign this OpenAI name. Okay, now this is just successfully. Now I want to debug print all environment variable through this command. So I'm going to print all the environment variables os.environment. So can you see it's a printing all these values here. This, if you can see, this is also printing my variable name also. Okay, if this is there. Okay, now allow me to print get environment name. If it is there, can you see it is showing none, because might be that environment name is not there and that file is not successfully there, not printed there. Now you can go back here inside this HP. Here you can see this environment is there, and you can open this note in notepad. Can you see this is my entire key, OpenAI key. If it is successfully there and it is showing that value, you can go back there. Okay, now I'll have to open this edit environment, system environment, edit environment, open here, edit, copy this variable. Make sure you are not making any type of mistake, and then paste it here only, and let's run. Can you see it's not still there, which means I have not imported that API key. Now it is connected and showing all my OpenAPI key. If I am going to run this print statement, print environment variable, it is my final API key. If I click this print statement, OpenAPI key, this is also showing. If I access this through operating system get env, it's also showing. And if I do not want to print this value, I can just access through if condition API key load successfully or not. This is how you can set your open key through environment variable, and we will be loading this key through this local machine itself, and you do not want to reveal to anyone else.